Hello everyone, and welcome to Portal Reloaded. This is another excellently made Portal 2 mod, much in the same way that Portal Stories Mel was an excellent mod in that it added quite a few extra things to it. There was new voice acting, there was new pretty much everything with Portal Stories Mel. Portal Reloaded is kind of different in that aspect, in that you are forced to think not only on 3 dimensions, so you do have the blue and orange portals, but you also have a new 3rd portal called the Time Portal. And as you can see here on the title screen, it is switching back and forth between a clean test chamber, and then before long, it'll change over to a dilapidated sort of test chamber, and that represents the present and the future. So what you're seeing right now is considered the future within Portal Reloaded. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it, creating a brand new game. Let's get this thing started. And unlike Portal Stories Mel, the loading screens do actually work here. So that's good. You can actually see if something's happening or not. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Portal Stories Mel playthrough. Oh.
Hello, test subject. 4509. You have been in stasis for 16 days and 4 decades. Welcome to the Aperture Science Long-Term Human Storage Vault. You have been selected to take part in a very special testing course. Federal regulations require us to inform you that the testing ahead may result in slight cases of sore throat, or blurry vision, or death. If you experience any of the aforementioned side effects, please do not hesitate to write them down in your test report. This vacuum tube will take you to your testing area. You will be further instructed there. Good luck.
Okay, so very, very excellent voice acting thus far. The announcer there sounded almost exactly like the announcer in the Portal 2 main game, which is quite impressive. But I highly doubt that it is the same voice actor, though. I don't think I don't think this is a small studio that developed this mod. I'll have to look that up later. I'll post something down in the description down below. But while we are zooming through this tube, make sure you like this video. If you like to see more of this type of content, subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever other videos are released. And here we are at our first test chamber.
Welcome to the Enrichment Center. These automated messages will guide you through your test today. The door in front of you is programmed to open in approximately 20 years. This test can be solved in 2 different ways. Option 1, wait patiently. Option 2, time travel to the future. The choice is yours. However, if you prefer time travel, the Enrichment Center will provide you the means to pursue that option. The time portal will open and testing will begin in 3, 2, 1.
All right, so this is a time portal. Now, as you can see, This is pretty much clean in this
Sensors
area here.
indicate that you have not yet stepped through the time portal.
I'm getting there.
Welcome to the future. Time traveling through portals will be an essential part of this testing course. In order to help you distinguish between the present and the future, this part of the Enrichment Center has been left untouched for the last 20 years. You may see some signs of decay. Don't worry, the Enrichment Center is designed to withstand centuries without proper maintenance. Find a way to exit the chamber.
Alright, so we don't have a portal gun yet, just like it is in the Portal main game. And this door is now closed. So what we just stepped through before, where we dropped into, that was considered the present. This is now 20 years in the future. So we have to think on 4 dimensions. So by going through those green bordered portals, you will step between the present and the future and vice versa. So this button over here will activate a time portal on this wall that'll take us into the present. And I know as soon as we go over there, the announcer is going to say something about us now being in the present. So if we take a look around this chamber here, we can see that there's a door over here that is blocked. This button over here is the same button that would be over there. So it is kind of, I don't want to say mirrored per se, but it is kind of mirrored. Because this sign is on the left over here, whereas, no, never mind. I'm thinking about this way too much. It's starting to hurt my brain. But anyway, suffice it to say, the orientations are exactly the same. I was thinking of it in terms of, okay, so I'm looking into the test chamber this way. I'm looking into this test chamber this way. Everything is where it would be. So where you see the, I guess it would be the ceiling that collapsed here, there's a door that's behind here. That is the same door that is over here.
Welcome back to the present. If you are ever unsure which timeline you're in, simply observe your environment. The present should always look a bit cleaner than the future.
So that door that we couldn't get through back there because it was blocked by all that debris is this door right here. So
this Aperture Science test subject teleportation device will dematerialize your body and rematerialize it in the next chamber. This process is absolutely safe. Usually.
Usually. Of course. It's Aperture Science. But anyway, though, as I was saying, this particular mod requires you to travel back and forth between the present and 20 years in the future in order to solve each test chamber. And we're going to find out more details here in just a moment.
These next chambers will involve cube and button-based testing with the perks of time travel. A cube placed in the present will appear in the same position in the future.
Now, just to demonstrate what the announcer was talking about, I'm going to move this cube.
The cube in the present will automatically update the location of the same cube in the future.
Yes, you said that already. But just to demonstrate that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this cube here that fell down over here, move it back against this wall in the corner. And you can hear that sort of little thing, maybe, in the background. It's a little, like a sizzling noise. And now, if I step through here, you can see the same cube is over here. Well, it's not the same cube. This is the cube that's in the future. Now, here's where things get a little bit complicated. So, and here's where, like I said, things get very, very complicated. And I'm going to try my best to explain it without hurting my brain too much. which when it comes to time travel and all that stuff, it's kind of confusing sometimes. But a cube from the future is already here. So therefore, what this is signifying is I place that cube back there in that corner in the present. Therefore, since this test chamber in the future was left untouched for 20 years, that cube would still be there. Now, what would happen if I were to pick the cube up in the present and try to take it through the time portal? Obviously, that would not work. You would create a time paradox, and the announcer will say something about that.
But bringing a present cube to the future violates the laws of causality and is therefore impossible.
But we can take a cube from the future.
This future version of the cube can be moved freely without affecting its counterpart in the present. It will stay wherever you leave it, as long as the present cube's destiny is not altered in any way.
That's exactly what I was going to say. So we can bring future cube into the present, but we cannot take present cube into the future. To demonstrate that, we actually do not need this cube here. What we need is to look at our surroundings. In the future, we can see this incandescent particle field across these two openings. This is the material emancipation grid. So we cannot move any objects between here in the future. We cannot move this object back there to put it on the button. But what we can do, however, is take this cube, place it here in the future, or in the present. And remember what I said, this version of the test chamber is going to be left untouched for 20 years, which means when we pass through that time portal that's on the other side of this wall, this cube is still going to be there. And there it is. And now, where the emancipation grid was before, across this opening, is that same cube we placed in the present, but since we're now in the future, it's still there, and we could use that to put that on the button.
Good. Please continue to the next chamber.
And continue to the next test chamber, as I was just about to say.
Understanding the concept of cause and effect will be vital to solving the upcoming tests. Simply put, everything you do in the present has an impact on the future, but not the other way around.
And that will be important to remember in later test chambers as well. If you pop a portal on a surface in the present, it'll still be there in the future. But if you pop a portal on a surface in the future, it will not be there in the present. And that is because time goes forward and not backwards. So this one is going to take a little bit of thinking. Now, obviously, we would not be able to complete this test chamber in the future because we would need 2 cubes. Where are we going to get 2 cubes? We cannot bring present cube into the future, but we can alter its destiny in the future. So we're going to pick up this cube. We're going to pop it down here on this button. We're going to pick up future cube, take it into the present, use it to activate the other button, and therefore...
While it is impossible to bring a present cube to the future, this clever trick allows you to have 2 versions of the same cube in one timeline. This will prove to be very useful in future chambers.
Exactly what I was going to say. So that becomes important to remember in future chambers, as the announcer so delicately put that. So let's go ahead into the next test chamber and we'll see what's going on here. This one is rather complicated. We have, of course, identical test chambers in both present and the future, as will be the case in every single test chamber. So let's get a cube here. And what we're actually going to do is put this cube right here, and I will explain why later on. Now, we cannot complete this test chamber in the future. That is because we cannot take present cube into the future. But since we can take future cube into the present, that's what we're going to do. We're going to put this cube on this button, step onto the platform. Now, if you remember what was said before about altering a cube's destiny, when I pick up that cube, future cube is going to disappear, and thus allowing us to put this cube on this button and exit this test chamber.
Always remember, if you change the destiny of an object in the present, the future version of that object will be affected as well. If this sounds too complicated, you're in luck. The next chamber will only heavily rely on your understanding of this very basic concept.
Now, this test chamber is rather interesting for a couple of reasons. The future version is more heavily destroyed than the present version, and I will demonstrate something here. I cannot jump up here, but what I can do though, go into the future, hit this button, get a cube. Now, obviously, if I put this anywhere here, nothing's going to happen in the present because nothing in the future can affect the past. But what I can do, though, is take this cube into the present, plop it down right here, hop on top of it, and get a cube. Now, once I get this cube, future cube's going to disappear. But that's not going to be too important. I'm going to put this cube over here. That's a nice spot for a cube so that it can be reached. Then I'm going to go into the future, grab the same cube that is in the future, bring it back into the present, plop it on this button here. Now, if I were to pick this up right now, of course, I would alter the destiny of the future cube and it would disappear. I don't want that. What I do want, though, is to come up here, then pick up present cube, plop it on the button, and be done with the test chamber.
By now, you hopefully understand the concept of cause and effect and how cubes behave in different timelines. Now, let's move on to something more interesting.
And yes, I have played this for just a little bit before I started recording, so I know a little bit about the concepts, about what exactly is going on. We're going to go into something more interesting here, which is, I believe, going to be picking up the...
you've been waiting for. Aperture Science proudly presents the triple portal device.
Ooh, a triple portal device.
Go on, pick it up. This marvelous device will allow you to place 3 different portals. For now, however, to introduce you to the concept of portals in different timelines, the time portals will be placed for you.
Okay. So just like in a regular portal, what's going to happen is I'm going to pop a portal there and right here, and I could come up here. Now we're still in the present, and we're going to go through here. The incandescent particle field blocking the exit is an emancipation grill, which will dematerialize any portals that I have placed. This test chamber is rather interesting, as we have to remember that portals placed in the present will be there in the future, but not vice versa. So if I pop a portal there, one up here on the ceiling, which is the only other portalable surface, come over here and drop down. Now I have to remember which portal I popped where. Not necessarily though, because what I can do here, and if we come over to the future, I will show you exactly what I mean. I can't shoot portals through this field, as is the case with any emancipation grid. But what I can do though is come over here into the present, pop a portal
placed in the present will appear on the same surface in the future.
I just said that. If I put one down here, one up here, come back into the future, we can see that the orange portal is definitely down there. And if I walk through that, I will appear on the other side of the emancipation grid. Now all I have to do, pop a portal over there.
In the future will not override its existing location in the present.
Exactly what I said before. Then I just go through there and exit the test chamber.
Good. Thinking in 4 dimensions means not only knowing where to place your portals, but also when.
This is a rather simple area. Whoop.
Please ignore that. The decay of this facility over the past 20 years may have caused the destruction of some portal surfaces. Try to find a way around this.
And that's where things are going to get a little more complicated. To demonstrate that, here we are. The same test chamber in the present. If we look at it from this orientation here, facing the exit, the button is on our left, the time portal's on our right, we can look to see there's a portable surface over here to our right, to the right of the exit. Now, there is not one over here because it has been destroyed. So therefore, if I pop a portal over there, and I actually forgot how to solve this test chamber. I could. I can't. Okay, so So I have to go back to the future. Pop one over there. That one's still over there. Pop one over there. And come over here. And I can come through this time portal here. Do that. Over here. Go over there. And now I can exit the chamber.
Nicely done. Take note. Because time portals exist in exactly the same location in both timelines, they can only be placed on surfaces which are intact in both the present and the future. This next chamber will involve the concept of momentum-based traveling through portals. You go in fast, you come out fast. Simple enough.
All right. So... let's see if I can figure this out. I'm going to activate the time portal first. Now, if I put one there, and I put one here, I could fling myself over to here. Now, this is where it gets a little bit complicated. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Okay, so I have to fling myself over in the future, pop a portal over here, which is different from the one in the pit. And now I can drop down, go through the portal, and then that's not going to work because that's going to move the portal in the future.
Touching the material emancipation grills will cause any ordinary portal to fizzle. Time portals are not affected. If a portal closes in the present, it will also close in the future. So think about where and when to pass through them.
Okay. Okay, so I definitely messed up here. So let's think about this logically. So I do need a portal there, and I need one down here in order to get myself over to there. But actually, if I pop one there, I think I got it. If I pass through the Emancipation Grill in the future, I'm not sure if that actually affects the portals in the past. If I go through here, then I drop down, no. Alright, so I'm gonna put one. Oh, do I need one up there? No, I need one right there. And then right here. Up over here. And drop down. Put that one over there. Come back over here. That one's still over there. So therefore, I can... I messed up already. I think I meant to complete the test chamber in the future. If I do this, then... and do that... no, because then I'd still pass through the Emancipation Grid. Ugh! This won't work. Nope. Oh my. This is where things get rather complicated. Okay, passing through there. Put that there. Let's go back into the future. Okay, I think maybe this is it. Okay, so actually, you know what? I'm actually just going to leave this episode here. We're going to figure this out in the next episode. This is definitely a brain twister of sorts because I've got to figure out where exactly to put the portals and when to put the portals as well. So this is why this mod is so darn interesting. It's just so innovative on so many levels. I don't quite know how to explain it other than it really makes you think about what you're doing and when you're doing it, because you have both the present and the future timelines to worry about. So, with that said, I am definitely going to leave this episode here. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to be notified of other videos that are coming out in the very near future. And until next time, I will see you guys later.